So I'm picking up here with my second paragraph and my second focus of poetry technique. And this is where I say that Dickinson uses dashes to portray the narrator's voice. And I'm going to use a quote from my poem that shows this, and I'm specifically going to show the dashes. So that's, since then, dash, 'tis centuries, dash, and yet, and then slash to show the line break, feels shorter than a day. And then I'll close my quotation marks. So I'm going to again analyze some specific language from the quote. The idea of it's not really the language I'm analyzing here, but I'm going to analyze the actual dash. So the dashes break up the narrator's thoughts and show her confusion. That's what I'm going to say about that particular piece, because that helps get to my deeper meaning. And then the points that I'm going to talk about with this are another place that she does this, where she says, or rather, he passed us. So I might mention that quote too as another point, and talk about how the narrator is thinking, and that is being portrayed with the dashes. So that's kind of where I'm going to go with that paragraph, I think. So with my conclusion paragraph, I'm trying to come up with, at this point, a note for you to think of is other points that I want to make here from my annotations that I think are important. So I think the biggest thing that I'm going to talk about here is that the narrator herself did not know she was headed towards death. And then I'm going to, in my main points down here, I'm going to reference a couple of other short quotes. The last two lines I'm going to reference. I'm going to talk about her gossamer gown and how she didn't know, and then I'm going to mention how that all reveals the deeper meaning of my poem, that warning about death. So this is where, if you're wondering what to put in this space for the conclusion paragraph, you want to find some other points within your annotations that you think are important to leading you to your deeper meaning, and anything that might help to conclude your essay to wrap up what the author is doing and why they're doing it. So this is a place for you to build in anything else about the summary of the poem, or the elements from the poem that you haven't mentioned yet but you annotated, words that you looked up, or anything like that to help make sense of it. So as you're working through this, try to take your thesis statement from the top and bring that down to be your topic sentences for your body paragraphs, and then build your conclusion paragraph based on a few other quotes that you still feel like are worthy of mention in this essay, and hopefully that will get you to a point where you're ready to start writing.